Hey, welcome and greetings to another exciting edition of Comics Should Smell Good from here at Zanadu Comics in Seattle. We've got so many comics, and we're just going to blow right into it. Go for it.
Yeah, sure. So my first book here is a special one-off issue of Batman by the team of Tom King and Mitch Gerads. Yes, the same team that did Sheriff of Babylon for Vertigo and was recently announced as the creative team of the new Mr. Miracle book over at Young Animal.
Yeah.
This is a one-off tale called The Brave and the Mold, featuring a team up with none other than Swamp Thing.
Yay!
Swamp Thing comes to Gotham to investigate a murder. Okay, not his usual shtick, but cool. I'm down with it. This is actually a really touching issue. It's a very personal murder for Swamp Thing, and also involves possibly the most important supporting character of Batman in Rebirth, Kite Man. He's showed up already 4 or 5 times in this series, and he's apparently got a big role to play in this next 8-part story, The War of Jokes and Riddles. Ooh. So, keep your eye on that guy. Go after those key back issues.
Like Kite, just straight up.
Rides on a kite.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is just yelling, "Kite Man, hell yeah!" I love it.
Oh, man. My first book is the super psychedelic second issue of Nick Fury. James Robinson, Aiko, and Rochelle Rosenberg bringing you more very trippy adventures of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s greatest spy. Second greatest spy after the other Nick Fury. But yeah, the first issue of this was really awesome. It was a great kind of Las Vegas-esque caper that introduced you to a very, very cool new Hydra villainess who I would totally marry and be thrown into a pit of death afterwards, but it would be worth it. But this issue sees giant big robot and Little China style robots, which is really cool. Some really punk-ass looking bad guy S.H.I.E.L.D. agents or Hydra agents, and extremely more very psychedelic panel layouts from Aiko. This shit is just really all over the map here, and it's very, very in your face. But each issue is standalone, which has been very cool, or is a very cool idea, kind of like his Scarlet Witch run. But yeah, if you're looking for new spy Marvel stuff, Nick Fury.
Hey, speaking of Marvel, I'm going to take host privilege and do a triple shot, because we have 3 Secret Empire books this week. If you guys will, I pretty much screamed 3 times while reading Secret Empire 2, and they're like, he doesn't get to the end of it yet, and he got that excited. So we don't spoil here, but if you've read 0, if you've read 1, you know that, and you've read for the whole year. This is not a spoiler. Hey, Captain America's a Hydra guy, thanks to this
and
Cosmic
the free comic book day
and the free comic book issue. That was really important too.
Yeah.
That was filled with so there's been a lot of shock and awe delivered by Mr. Nick Spencer for the past year, and he's really ramping it up, and he's doing it again. So in this issue, whether you hate, love to hate what's been going on with Captain America Hydra, it's about to all get twisted all over again. This picks up after the last issue where a very iconic Marvel icon was just wiped out, but he left a gift for the rest of the Marvel Universe who's trying to overthrow the new Hydra regime. So really important book. Really good if you love Black Widow, if you love what's going on with some of the younger next generation heroes, the legacy heroes if you will, and of course the icon, I'm not going to spoil, but someone who I really cared about. I wrote a eulogy about him on my blog, comicsblend.com. But he kind of, his legacy continues on in this new era. And then also with that comes U.S. Avengers, Al Ewing, and his crazy insaneness. This is, of course, the Avengers that was formed out of the New Avengers, the AIM of Roberto da Costa, formerly known as Sunspot, and Cannonball, and a crazy new Red Hulk. So this is him trying to deal with the whole Hydra regime and what's going to happen when this new AIM versus the new S.H.I.E.L.D., which is kind of done by Steve Rogers. So what's going to go on down with them? It doesn't look really too good for DaCosta here. Sunspot does it. So
no, he's gotten shot in the head a lot of times.
Shot in the head. And Al Ewing's madness continues.
Oh, this is a double Al Ewing shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the Al Ewing show.
It is.
He deserves it.
Rightly freaking so.
Because Ultimates 2, here's the thing. Not only do you have this whole thing with I don't even know how to describe it, and sometimes it's like this whole new thing that if you think it was Eternity, if you think it was the Living Tribunal, it's like all the cosmic stuff just got more cosmicer. Thanks to Al Ewing, and bless you
Yeah.
for that. Because there's all that going on. Plus, this and the other issue that he's doing also picks up with Captain Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy and other characters that are trapped outside of the shield wall. Ironically, it's a shield wall run by Hydra, and they're trapped in outer space with all the Chitauri that keep coming. So a lot of different fronts going on. Al Ewing just makes it all awesome and compelling and blows your mind.
Yeah.
So there's a 3-shot for Secret Wars.
Oh, I'm talking about mind.
You mean Secret Empire?
Empire.
I know. Wars, Empire, whatever.
Wow.
It is. There's a war going on.
There is.
So.
Sorry.
Anyways, some mind-blowing stuff over here from Aftershock. The offbeat, I should say, team of John Layman, Sam Keith, and colorist Rhonda Pattison bring you Eleanor and the Egret issue 2. Hot off the weirdness of Chew, 60 issues, almost like 5 years worth of food-based crime detective. He goes
Delicious.
to the other side of the law to follow an art thief and her partner, who is an egret, just like the title says. It's real weird in a way that I can't really go about explaining on this video, not in an accurate way, especially considering this last page. Holy cow.
Holy crap.
What?
Yeah, it seems like the animal sidekicks might be a theme in this series,
Dude.
just like they were in Chew. So, yeah,
Sam
that's
Keith
something to
is
keep an
weird.
eye out on.
Cool. And I bring you the newest incarnation from one of the funkiest white men to ever exist on the planet. Jim Mahfood brings you Girl Scouts Magic Socks #1. Girl Scouts has been a long-running title that Jim Mahfood has self-published, had published on and off for like 15 years now at least. Probably more, probably 20 or something. But this is one of his, man, I don't know if he's been on Image before, like with a regular monthly book. But this is Jim Mahfood doing what he does best, which is really cool girls doing really cool things, looking really sexy while they do it. Sometimes guns, sometimes spray cans, sometimes just dancing. But this is absolutely insane. There's all these strange floating eyeballs everywhere because it's Jim Mahfood. Floating guns, and just general awesomeness from, as I said, one of the funkiest white men ever. This guy is just pure artistry, and to see it kind of worked into this small comic format is like a little 45 that just rumbles and explodes while you read it. So, highly recommend it. There's like 3 covers.
Well put.
My next pick is Luke Cage #1. David Walker, who had a great run with Power Man and Iron Fist.
Which is unfortunately canceled because of this book. Sorry.
Well, but
Oh,
you
wow.
can still get them too on their separate adventures. So Iron Fist is on his separate adventure, but the David Walker's continuing Luke's adventures. So if you're a longtime fan of Luke, if you're a fan of the Netflix television show, this is for you. A man who's really important to Luke Cage's past. He's the man who helped make him unbreakable. Something really bad happens with him, and so he is on his way, leaving New York, off to New Orleans to find answers, to get some vengeance, and he's going to come across some new villains, some new bad guys, new conspiracies, and of course he's Luke Cage. He's going to be a badass while doing it, but then something happens that is not supposed to happen to our guy Luke Cage. So you're going to have to check it out. Big new mystery, very kind of noir, detective stuff. Really cool stuff with Luke Cage.
Yeah, don't forget the fact that David Walker wrote the Shaft comics for Dynamite, which had... Well, they were so much better than they had any right to be. Like,
Yeah.
Which I feel like anytime we talk about a Dynamite book, we say that because
I know,
that's just kind of how the
it's
situation
kind of
is.
necessary.
On the other hand, I've got another Marvel #1 here because it's just that season. This is Generation X #1. From writer Christina Strain, formerly a colorist
That's
at
what I
Marvel for a
thought.
long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
She also had a side hustle, I guess, as a TV writer, which I wasn't aware of until I read about this book. This is being drawn by Amilcar Pina, who I'm a huge fan of. I don't think I've seen much Marvel work from them since they did the MODOK assassin story in Secret Wars, and they also drew Michel Fife's New Ultimates.
Yeah,
which
that
were
was
both
rad.
really cool.
That was a good book.
Really, again, offbeat, like just different for Marvel.
Yeah. A lot of the weird, if you're missing some of the really weird minor characters from Jason Aaron, Jason Latour's run, a lot of them are in here.
Yeah, we've got frickin' Quentin Quire as one of the leads in this book. Him and Jubilee acting as sort of supervisors to the
Boy.
outcast class of the Xavier Institute, which is like, holy crap, mutants are already, like, outcasts from society, so what do you have to do to be an outcast from the outcasts? Also featuring, just like Will said, iBoy, you've got Nature Girl, who I think might have shown up during Jason Aaron's run, I'm forgetting this character's name.
Bling.
Bling. Yeah, that's it. I was gonna say Jazz, but Bling. Yeah, she's made of like diamonds or something, I guess.
And there's a new mutant, and there's a new character in there too.
Yeah, there's a new Korean American character who Christina Strain created, and there's also Benjamin Deeds from Bendis's run, aka Morph. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun there, I believe.
And my next pick is Warren Ellis's epic retake and revamp of Jim Lee's Wildstorm universe. This has been really, truly phenomenal. I can't stress how much I've been enjoying this book. Art by John Davis Hunt, who didn't really like at first glance, but it really works for the story. And Warren Ellis is weaving this strange alien technology conspiracy, corporate espionage story thing that is very Warren Ellis-y, as to be expected. But there's a lot of great, homages and nods to the original characters. You're seeing Henry Bendix come back, who is scary in any form. You've got Grifter leading the rogue, wild cat covert action team, so he's playing on some puns here, which is cool. And basically the idea here is that Angela Spica, who is the engineer, works for this great large kind of NSA organization, and she creates this technology. It's not supposed to exist, saves the life of a alien who her group is trying to kill, and then exposes all of this, and it all goes to total hell. So it's just kind of been picking up the pieces since issue 1, and this issue looks to see lots of Bendix yelling at people, which is just great. I mean, Henry Bendix is truly just fantastic, and you could just kind of imagine him like a skinny Bendis yelling at people, and it really works well.
And really, Warren Ellis writing anybody yell at people is just
is fantastic. Yeah. So we have the other 3 issues. There's 3 covers for each one of these. Highly, highly, highly recommended.
Hey, my next pick is X-Men Gold #4. This picks up Mark Guggenheim's run. It's the second arc on his run. New artist R.B. Silva. And what I love about this the most is it definitely has a Claremontian feel, if you will. Kitty Pryde is leading the X-Men, which I love having her back. But as you can see, Gambit is back. What's he involved in? He's thieving again. Can you really trust Gambit? He kind of betrays the team a lot. I actually wrote a little thing about Gambit's greatest sins and why the X-Men keep trusting him, but oh well. He comes through in the end, maybe. We'll see.
Even though he was a horseman of apocalypse. But whatever, everybody
he was a horse. Everybody's been a horseman of apocalypse at one time or another.
Right.
Sam, he was famine. For a while,
Dude, I'm famine right now. I'm
exactly.
living off
I need to lose some weight and become
pestilence. I don't know if
pestilence.
that counts.
That's right, I need to be pestilence and lose a little weight. But back to this. There are also, one of the things that's been going on in X-Men Blue is this idea of these new Sentinels and who's behind them and mutated Sentinels. Well, there's a whole other thing going on with the Sentinels here, and someone who's connected to the way back in the original, way back, even before I was a reader, as you guys like to tease me, even before my time when I was an X-Men
They made
fan.
X-Men comics before your time?
They did, believe it or not. So anyway, that's what I have loved about X-Men Gold and Blue. It feels very kind of forward-thinking, but it's really good if you're an old-school fan. Lots of homages with lots of stuff and lots of cool villains from the past. Next. Yeah, this is the big.
Yeah, this is probably the big one here
biggest.
this week. After a week's delay, we're back with the final chapter of The Button. Probably the most important piece of DC Rebirth, this whole ongoing mystery since the original one-shot. This sees Batman and the Flash lost in the time stream with the menace of Reverse Flash right in front of them as Reverse Flash attempts to solve the mystery of the button. And Batman and Flash are really just, I don't know what they're trying to do at this point.
They're just trying to keep up, dude. That's why
Yeah,
they had to bust
really.
out the cosmic treadmill.
Like, trying to figure out who killed Reverse Flash, but then they run into Reverse Flash before he died. And
Yeah.
anytime Reverse Flash shows up, there's a lot of
It just
weird
gets
time
convoluted.
business going
And there's
on.
been
Like, where do they
Thomas
put all
Wayne
these-
Batman.
These bodies. bodies, because Reverse Flash has died countless times.
Right.
And, what do you do with these bodies?
It's kind of like Limbo, where like somewhere there's another pocket dimension that's just full of Reverse Flash corpses.
Right.
But speaking of speedsters who are very, very important to the DCU, Jay Garrick, my man with the tin hat, makes an important appearance here, although not as long of one as I had hoped. But it's hopefully something that'll lead into a JSA revival with everything they've been teasing.
Yes.
And they did tease this week, Doomsday Clock, as Jeff Johns kind of picks up the mystery.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of hinting that in here. So
Teaming up with Gary Frank again.
Yeah. And I have a bit of a blast from the past. 25 years ago, Spawn #1 hit the shelves. This was huge for me, and I'm sure many other people my age. When I was 8, and probably up until I was about 15, there was nothing cooler than Spawn. There just wasn't. 8 years old, and you saw this, and not only did he come from hell, not only did he have magic, not only was he like this kind of charred, grumbly dude who lived in the alleys, which when you're 8 looks really kind of enticing. He had chains, and these chains moved on their own. Let's just let that sink in. You can just hear the money, just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching on that. This whole issue is black and white, which is really awesome, and you have glorious commentary from the Todd Father himself, in which he tells you how awesome he is and how better his shit was than everybody else. Hard to argue, he did make a lot of money.
Right, if you're going from a purely financial standpoint, the man is right.
Nobody else had the money or the balls to buy the $1 million balls. Like, nobody else was even in that position. But truly, this was just a pinnacle of my life. And looking back at it, especially these black and whites, I've never seen them all together like this. This is some serious artistry, man. I mean, he was really pulling out the stops for this first issue. So I'm very excited. This is kind of a prelude to the big artist edition that's coming out, which is probably not affordable for most of you. But this one is $5, and like I said, glorious commentary from the Todd Father. So yeah.
And my final
one more from Mr. Will.
There's not enough Al Ewing. He is becoming the Wolverine, old man Al Ewing, X-20, whatever. He is the new Wolverine of Marvel. He's writing everything, but he's doing Royals. If you're a fan of the Inhumans, this is what happens next with them. In the aftermath of their war with the X-Men, they've gone out into space with Marvel Boy. Hello, it's Grant Morrison's Marvel Boy.
Cockroach power.
If there's anyone who should be carrying on Marvel Boy, it's Al Ewing.
It is.
There you go.
Straight up. There you go.
So he's leading an expedition with the Inhumans, who are not all they claim to be. Oh, welcome to Deep Space to find the secret of Terrigen and the Kree, and it has this. It's got another foreshadowing of what happens to this Inhuman prophecy, but it also has a great flashback to Black Bolt and Maximus, which is really cool. So it's kind of unofficially Al Ewing week here, and
it is. I mean, I've been really
every week is Al Ewing week,
or at least it should be.
Exactly.
Right?
So from Al Ewing headquarters, aka Xanadu Comics, and all the other awesome books by all the other creators, come on in, get some comics, have a great week.
We'll see you next time on the interwebs. Thanks for watching.